Hi, my name is Eric, and this is my speech for comms persuasion for my problem solving, my problem solution speech. And I just want to get started with a little introduction on why I'm passionate about this subject that I'm speaking to you about. I am on a ministry team at Liberty, and we travel on the weekends, and we're called Youth Quest. We go to different youth groups, and we conduct a D Now, Discipleship Now weekends, which is basically a mini camp for um, for youth groups. And one of the most astonishing things that I've found on these weekends is that whenever we go home and we have small group times, the first question I ask youth is that people my age and younger, I ask them, what is the gospel? And they have no earthly idea what the gospel is at all. I get the gospel is the Bible. The gospel is the four books in the beginning of the Bible. I get the gospel is going to church. The gospel is being good. None of those are the message of what Jesus came to do. That is the gospel, what Jesus came to do. And um, this barrier between what we're teaching at our youth groups today and postmodern young people is what I want to talk to you about today. This barrier between the teaching of the church and postmodern youth today. Astonishingly, 88% of children raised in families who went to church, went to youth groups, 88% of them, once they turn 18, they go off to college, they never return to church again, according to the Southern Baptist Convention. That is astonishing. That's a huge number. And that is because several reasons, and that's what I want to speak to you about today. I want to look at how we got into this problem of youth and Christianity and how we can go about changing it. So, first off, I believe the number one reason why we are in this current predicament of youth and Christianity today is because that the current philosophies and the current methods of reaching youth today are just plainly not successful. They're just not successful. We have built our youth groups and Christian young people programs around entertainment and not substance. We have traded in the gospel and the preaching of the word for moral entertainment, a safe place to go hang out. And because we've traded in the teaching of the word for moral entertainment, these students, these young people, youth lives are not being converted. Their hearts aren't being changed for a desire for Jesus. Miss Ivy Beckwith, in her book Postmodern Children's Ministry, Ministering to Children in the 21st Century, she says that children's ministry is broken. It is broken because we've become dependent on 18th century schooling models. What she's saying is the way we are doing things today are not penetrating, are not life changing for the youth of today. They're not. And because these essential Christian doctrines, essential Christian truths aren't penetrating postmodern world, people of postmodern worldviews, there's certain effects that it has had on the youth today. Like I said, they're not being converted. They're not being converted. And because Christians are not being converted when they go off to college, they come up with plenty of excuses on why they don't need to go to church anymore. One of my favorite pastors and preachers, his name is Justin Taylor. And his blog, he did some research and he found out some of the main reasons why youth are not coming to church today. And he found several reasons, but the most prevalent reason today is because the youth lost their faith in academia. When they went off to college, they heard their professor say, there is no truth. What's right for me might not be right for you. What's wrong for me might not be wrong for you. And because of this postmodernism, because of this truth is relative, there is a difficulty for Christianity, and that is, how do we talk about sin? If the Bible says homosexuality is wrong, and that's what I believe is right, then how can I tell someone who doesn't believe in the Bible that homosexuality is wrong? If what's right for me is right for me, what's right for you is right for you, you can't convict people of sin. And because we're having difficulty convicting people of sin, we are losing the battle in youth today. And that is shown because Christianity is no longer the fastest growing religion in the world. Islam is. The Islamic religion is. And that is because the average Islamic family has about 8 children. 8. And the fathers, the families are teaching these children the Islamic faith. And that is what's making Islam the fastest growing religion today. Bert Bobins, in his amazing article on postmodernism and Christianity, he says that moral sensibility is founded on and developed in the experiences of vulnerability and of being accepted as an intrinsic part of a common story. And basically what Bert is saying here is that the reason that postmodern people have no moral sensibility is because they are not inside of a church. They are not in a community that says this is right, this is wrong, this is okay, this is not okay. Instead, their moral community is the whole world because of the internet, media, social media, TV, and the world is their common story and how they get their moral sensibility. So, what are we going to do? If you can't convict people of sin, how are we going to convert young people? We must learn to develop faith in the postmodern people with the gospel using different methods. First is the way we talk about sin needs to change. Talking about sin as in terms of right and wrong is not going to work with postmodern people in the beginning. The way I convict people and youth of sin when I'm traveling on the weekends is I took a page from another pastor, Tim Keller, in his article, Preaching Idolatry to a Postmodern Age. He says the way he has found successful conviction of sin is to describe sin not only as sleeping with your boyfriend or girlfriend, but saying that the reasons why you're doing sleeping with your boyfriend or girlfriend, because you're looking for acceptance, you're looking for love, and you're looking for pleasure, and all those sins are not going to satisfy you. And what you're looking for in that relationship is only found in Jesus Christ. And then that speaks to postmodern people. It speaks to their story. And then once Tim Keller convicts them of how they're trying to get what they want from earthly things that they should be getting from God, he shows them how only Jesus Christ in the gospel can fulfill what postmodern people are looking for: love, acceptance, and other things like this. So Christianity has been true for thousands of years, and because of that, with all the different philosophies of the world, Christianity has lasted, and we need to do this today so we can reach postmodern people in a postmodern world. Tim Keller, he's a pastor in New York City, and he is reaching postmodern businessmen and women with the gospel, and he is teaching and equipping disciples. And that's what we have to do in youth today. We have to trade our moral entertainment youth groups for ones that show the brilliance of the gospel of Jesus Christ to the heart and mind of youth to transform their hearts.